So, one of the foundational framings of this course is the MOAT framework. So, MOAT stands for motivation, order, awareness, and tactics. And I think oftentimes when you Google entrepreneurship, you might find a lot of the tactics, but the M, O, and the A are equally, if not more important. So, motivation is all about why you're doing this, what motivates you. It can't just be a push, like push, I'm sick of my school politics, or maybe you've had it with your classroom. It has to also be a pull, right? O stands for order, and this is about knowing the right steps and the timing. It's really about knowing what to do when and how you should spend your time to make it the most valuable way of spending your time. Awareness is really around understanding the education market deeper than beyond just the needs of your potential customers. If you can't make kind of connections with trends in the space, it's really hard to maximize your impact, and I think you'll be kind of swimming upstream, right? And then finally, tactics. These are strategies that really work and simple things that you can do to help you measure the way you're working, if it's working, how you're spending your time, and are you getting the results you really want. So this course is built on this MOAT framework, and we will go through it step by step with you. So this course really starts with motivation, and motivation will be baked into each section of the course, and it shows up in different ways. But first and foremost, we'll help you clarify your why. What's really driving your passion for entrepreneurship, because it's only through clarifying your why that I think you can get through some of the more challenging and times of entrepreneurship. And when you have setbacks, you really can go back to your why to help you stay in it. The other thing is we hope to help you consider whether entrepreneurship is truly going to solve the things that you want to achieve. The challenges you might be trying to solve personally or professionally. Is entrepreneurship the right thing for you? And maybe the answer is yes, but not right now. Or maybe the answer is no, never. But hopefully it's some part of your journey. Just as important as knowing your why and your motivation, knowing kind of the order of things and when things need to be done, and what matters most is very important. So order is about the timing, right? The education sectors follows very rigid calendar. There are sales cycles that I have to make sure I'm ready for, and so it's knowing those and being ready for when you need to sell. It's also knowing when you need to build relationships, and how do you have these relationships in place, and how the order of these things impact your business. So order is equally important. So, awareness is really around the connection, this unspoken rule of connection, right? It's understanding things like who your competitors are and how they operate. It's understanding why, maybe having a better product or lower price isn't enough to kind of close the sale or win the business, and how broader market trends, such as policy changes or shifts in funding or shifts in customer needs, impact the demand for your services. So, in this course, I hope to share some of my biggest lessons learned around awareness, especially right now. Actually, I'm going through my own lessons learned around an offering that I have around DEI and culture, and being aware of what the trends are there can really impact and help me as an entrepreneur in offering those services. And finally, tactics. And to me, the tactics are the easy part now because I've done it. But if you're new to entrepreneurship, if you're new to launching your own business, tactics can be very overwhelming. They can be things like setting up your LLC and other legal structures. How do you invoice? How when do you invoice? How do you set payment terms? What kind of contracts do you set, and do you really require signatures? Creating your website, your logo, things like that, that some things can wait, some things you need to do now. But really, the tactics are in some ways the unglamorous parts of entrepreneurship, but also equally important to the other parts of the framework. So we hope to unpack that throughout the course for you.